Hello, folks. My name is Matt Rhodes. Welcome to TBOG. With me is the lovely Joey Livingston. There he is.
Joey Livingston, assistant to the guest host.
And today on our show, we're going to be talking about another show.
This is the beginnings of greatness.
TBOG for sure.
You know, we normally don't have much of a live audience here for our show.
Right. They can't handle it.
They can't handle it. But we do have a guest in the studio today. His name is Jack
Kevorkian.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants us to say his last name. I don't know. I didn't ask his permission. But I just wanted to say that, sometimes things work out in a funny way.
Yes.
They work out well or they don't work out well.
Right.
And today I just want to say that I'm glad that Jack showed up for our show because it really will give him an idea of what our whole network is about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there was ever a show to pop in on and experience what
a
NCG,
quintessential The Place show.
Right.
Yeah.
Experience what NCG is all about. It's the beginnings of
That's
greatness. Right. So, welcome, Mr. Jack.
That's right.
Jack Kevorkian for short.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
That may be his last name.
He's our guest, and we don't know if that'll offend him. Don't say that.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we hope we crack him up.
That's right.
Today.
Let's do it.
All right. Like I was saying, today on our show, we're going to be talking about tonight's show on The Place. It's going to be a very big show.
Yes, we're also going to have a short T-Bog today.
Right.
Because Dr. Jones doesn't like us.
Right. Speaking of Dr. Jones not liking us, I saw on Facebook where he posted mentioned every show except ours. He says, if you're not watching these shows, you're missing out on the best shows. And I'm here to tell you, audience, that the reason he didn't mention us, because we're not the best show. We're the greatest show.
I can nip that in the bud. Real quick. I'll nip it.
Handle that, Joey. Thanks.
I'll nip it. Nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud. Right in the butt. And then
I said the bud.
Oh, but is bud short for? Is that
no? It's like
term.
It's like a
code.
I think it means like when something is beginning to bloom. It's called a bud.
Oh, and that is.
And you nip it. You don't let it bloom.
Oh, like an abortion. Basically.
No,
it's the same thing, right?
Well, like of a flower.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Abortion doesn't mean just a baby in a woman's belly. You can abort a mission, abort a bunch of things. Like later on, after I drink this Polar Pop, I'm going to abort it.
No. Let's not talk about this anymore.
Anyway, back to the show tonight. We got Silverman.
Okay. All right.
We got Eric Hovind.
There's only one person on this stage that knows all the names.
We got Eric Hovind. We got Sarah Silverman.
We've got Eric Hovind. We've got Eric Hovind. He is a leader. I'm not sure exactly what his position is, but he's a leader.
Creationist.
Isn't his organization called Creation Science, or is that okay? Anyways, he is going to be taking the position of a form of fundamental theism.
Right.
He's going to be making his position known, along with his sidekick, Cy Brugenkot, his friend,
Cy,
his peer.
You all know Cy.
His commandant.
Cy. He's blown up all across this world. He's got his own dance.
Cy Brugenkot.
Oh, not the Korean Cy.
No.
No. It's kind of a downer.
Friend of Eric Hovind, going to be coming up here, helping him back up his position. They are going to be speaking with Dr. Jones and
Gregory Bray.
Yeah, on the there's some atheists going to be coming in talking about their position as well. We have David Silverman, president of the American Atheists. He's
kind of a big deal.
Kind of
a big deal.
I don't want to brag. But
that's the kind of
president of the Atheists. Eric Hovind, president of Creation Science.
He's just the leader of all the atheists in the whole world. That's all.
Leader of all atheists and the leader of all theists, right here on stage.
Head to head in mortal debate combat.
It's going to be an explosion of
intelligence and honesty and
I was gonna say like a thesplosion.
A theism explosion.
What do you get when you combine atheism and theism?
You get this little show called Inspiring Honesty. No, it would be.
That's what happens when you combine atheism with agnosticism.
It'd be atheism. Atheism.
This is a constructive expenditure of our time. Anyways, so all those people, Greg Beret as well, and also an atheist. Bob Graves, also a theist. Various forms of various philosophical positions coming together to
a lot of views, a lot of viewpoints coming your way at 8:00.
A little bit of tension is gonna be happening.
I like it.
Gonna have lots of people in our live audience asking questions.
That's true.
Asking challenging questions.
Yeah. This isn't your normal show. It's gonna be big, real interactive. Their show is already interactive with the text messages and all that. But
have people outside by bonfire watching our show via the interwebs.
That's true.
On their cell phones.
And what I'm excited about, we may have some people like protesting outside.
You're excited about that?
Kind of am.
Why?
I take video of it, and also it could be some good publicity. If you get 30 people outside of your building holding up signs, saying you're going to go to hell. Are you
gonna handcuff them?
Gets my juices flowing. No, I'm gonna walk up to them and say, I love you. Even though you think I'm going to burn forever, I love you.
Yeah, you need to say it all creepy. Like, I love you.
Hey, even though I'm going to burn forever, I love you.
Maybe I'm going to burn forever in hell, but at least we have this moment between us.
Right. Let's do something now before I go to hell. While I'm in hell burning and you're in heaven learning.
You can think of me.
I will be. You think of me and I'll think of you. When I look at Satan's pitchfork, I'll say,
when you're in heaven and you look down upon the fires of hell, think of me.
Think of me.
Think of me.
Quench my thirst with a drop from your sweaty brow.
Yes. Send Moses with a drop of water for me.
Tell Moses, come on down the hill.
Tell Moses to come bring me some water.
You go ahead and tell Moses.
I'm thirsty.
Come on down the hill.
It's hot down here.
You make a left at the goat. All right?
The man goat.
Take
a left at the 2 man goats.
At the matador that guards the bull.
If you get lost, ask the centaur for directions.
And you just tell Moses, come on down, give him some of that good water. But yeah, I'm excited about the protesters. You think they'll show up? I've heard threats.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're going to show up and protest or show up and participate. But either way,
I'd like them to show up and participate. That's what I'd really like.
Yeah. What if they protest?
Protest, that may be good too. But this is a studio.
Protestipate.
Every 20 years, you got to check your protestipate.
What if they're protestipated?
Then they need some Docalex, and then they'll just squirt right on out of the studio. Because after all, this is a studio. They can't be up in here yelling and stuff.
Can we agree that we don't say squirt on this show?
Why not? I like the word squirt.
Yeah, but it
squirts right out of your mouth.
What?
Squirt. Joey got a text message. Is it from a fan?
No.
Yeah, no double no. Was it from somebody in the building?
It was from. I don't know if I should say it was from. It wasn't from anybody in the building.
Anywho, so no squirt.
Yeah. As we speak on this show, I'll point out to you certain words that I just don't think that we should say.
Right, I'm gonna say a list of words, and you tell me if I can say them or not. I don't even want to say it. I might get in trouble. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We don't say squirt on this show. We don't say squirt.
No squirt.
Don't say squirt. No.
Don't say squirt on this show. No squirting on this show. Can't say squirt.
No saying it or
no saying it or doing it.
Our show has high standards. Can't be doing that stuff.
That's why we are the greatness.
The beginnings of greatness.
The beginnings of greatness. We're getting there.
William Caicedo Torres, he's the very end of greatness.
So he's the butt of greatness.
He's the tip. He's the tip of greatness.
The tip of greatness. Yeah. The shiny tip at the helm of greatness.
That's right.
William Caicedo, I hope you're doing well out there.
He's sick today.
Yeah. And not just in the head. He's physically sick also.
He told me on Skype that it was due to his poor hygiene.
Well, Columbia, you know. Well, what are you going to do? Work with what you got. We're just kidding, William. We love you. Actually, I've been stalking William on Google Maps, and it's actually gorgeous.
Like you've been going down in Street View,
right?
Looking in his window.
Yeah, it's gorgeous down there. And your child is a beautiful child. You have a lovely family. Say hello to Papa and Mama for me. So say hello to Aunt Juanine.
Did you enjoy the family reunion?
I did. They had some lovely lamb. They had lamb and a goat head.
Oh, the magic of Street View.
A beautiful car. But no, we do hope you get better, William. We love you. And maybe we'll have William on our show next time. Welcome back, Potter.
I don't think so.
Yeah. No. Sorry, William. But we do hope you get better. What's coming up? What's after this show? Wold, right?
Wold. Yeah.
What would love do to you if you let it shine on through? And I came here a little after 3.
The person who messaged me earlier, if I read what they wrote me, it's going to upset me.
Well, if you read it aloud, I'm sure
No, I'm not going to read it aloud. But if I read it, it'll upset me. Do you think I should read it while we're on the show?
Yeah.
Think I should?
Yeah.
Just want to watch me while I read it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Make sure you're on Joey's face and let's see his frustration.
Smooth move, resetting the camera while you're on the camera, people.
Hamburger slammer. Look at Joey Reed. Look at Joey. Oh, he's upset now.
Didn't upset me as much as I thought it would.
Snap.
Ew.
Just breathe. Count to 100 and take 10 deep breaths.
Drink some water.
Oh man.
It's like I have like gills right here. I'm so glad that Jack showed up to watch this show right here. This is quintessential NCG, people.
That's right. Brother Jack's in the house. We are cutting the show short today because we got to get ready for the very, very, very big show.
It's ironic because we're cutting the show short, and yet I feel like you are struggling for content.
What I want to talk about today is chairs. Take this one, for instance. It's wood, and it's blue.
Tell me about your week.
This week, nothing much good happened. I went to my aunt's house and painted.
I got something I want to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
It's not really. It's way more interesting than what you're talking about.
Let's talk about it.
You're boring. So I was thinking this week that most people, whether they're theists or atheists, they don't really know whether there's a God or not. Okay,
right.
Even most atheists will admit that they take the position that there is no God because they don't find any tangible evidence for believing such a thing. They're not saying I have proof that there is no God.
Right.
They're just saying I don't have any proof that there is, so why should I believe it?
Right.
Whereas most theists are saying, or most of your church-going theists, they say I believe in God because we have the revealed Word of God in the book that we hold in our hands. It says there is a God. It has all the stories about them, and so that's why I believe it.
Right.
If you challenge them, they just get angry at you. Most of them.
That's true.
But they don't really have any proof that there's a God either. They don't really know.
Right.
And then you have the agnostics that just say I don't know.
Right.
Okay. So I was asking myself this week, why would, if there is a God, why wouldn't he just put physical evidence here?
Right.
Yeah, some people say they have evidence. I believe that there's a God, but I haven't seen that evidence.
Right.
Okay. You haven't either. Okay. Right.
So
why, if there is a God, why would he not leave evidence that he's there, that he created us? Why would he let us, if we're gonna live forever after we die?
Right.
Why would he just why wouldn't he let us know that without a doubt? Okay. Just because I have a book that man wrote that says I'm going to live forever, I can write that book. I can write that book.
Right.
I did. I've done it before. I tricked somebody.
I've seen it. You tricked me.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fun. And it dawned on me that when we don't know what's going to happen beyond this life, if we're really looking for something meaningful, you tell me something else meaningful that we can live for. If we don't know what lies beyond this life,
right?
What else meaningful can we live for besides our children and the generations to come?
Something meaningful besides humanity?
Yeah, most people would live for their children,
right?
If you're not looking for something meaningful, you're just going to live for yourself and have fun, and that's a valid decision, I suppose.
Right. I would say living to just help out other people's lives, just people who can't afford food, people who are starving, people who are homeless. Just helping them would be meaningful to me, even if there is no afterlife. Just helping them would be fulfilling enough of a life. And then when you die, that's it. You left a huge impact on Earth.
But you just made my point. That is the thing that brings us gratification. It brings the deep parts of who we are satisfaction to feel like we have made an impact on this world.
Right.
Okay. If some people don't care. and that's a choice. But I'm saying if you want to find meaning in life, that's where it is. I don't know where else it is.
Right.
Provably, substantially, you know.
Yeah.
You can a lot of Christians, they live for God, and but they can't prove that God exists. They just have convinced themselves that it does. They just believe it.
Right.
As do I.
Leap of faith. Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying that when it comes to things that we can put our hands on, the only thing that I can really put my hands on is another human being.
Right.
I can say that person's there. I can do something for them. I can live for them.
Right.
I can reach out to my child with my actions,
right,
and change their life. Okay? So I'm saying if we knew and we had substantial proof that there was a life after this one, how many people do you suppose would live to make this world a better place, more or less?
If they knew for sure, I would say more people, because
if more people knew that they were going to live forever, that there was a life after this one, you think that would motivate them to make a difference in this world while they were here?
I think they would. Just so the people coming up would have a cool place to hang out before they join them up wherever it is they go.
But most of the people who do actually believe that,
right,
they act like they're just biding their time.
Right.
That they're just waiting for the world to end.
Right.
Whether it be their world or somebody else's world.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for it to. So that's my point, is that the belief in an afterlife tends to cause people to just give up on this one.
Right. They're like, I don't care what happens here. I'm going to be with the Lord one day.
Yeah, that's their focus is on the life to come instead of this one. And I'm saying, you know, we ask a lot of questions about God and we suppose a lot of things, and I tend to wonder, you know, I'm a bit of a fiction writer. You know, it doesn't mean that what I'm saying is right. I'm just saying suppose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we ask these questions and it's challenging to come up with valid answers to them. Why would God not just make himself physically known to every person?
Like, hey guys!
Christians claim that he did in the form of Jesus Christ, but he didn't. Jesus Christ didn't make himself physically known to me. I just have to trust people
from 2,000
generations
years ago,
and languages and millennium back.
Right.
Okay.
You got to trust.
Okay.
Strangers.
So why doesn't God just make himself known to each individual person one by one without a doubt and leave them evidence that they can show to other people to validate what they've seen and what they've experienced? He doesn't do that.
No.
Okay. And I'm saying that perhaps there's a time in our lives when we're not mature enough to deal with the fact, if there is an afterlife, to deal with the fact, the knowledge, the rest that there is one. Perhaps feeling like our time is limited, if we're honest with it. A lot of people are not. They just convince themselves that there is an afterlife.
Right.
But if we're honest with ourselves and say we don't know,
right, we don't really know. Perhaps
we are in a state in this life or in part of this life where we lack the maturity to really embrace the concept of an afterlife and still be motivated to change this life.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right, I do. So don't be worried out there, guys. God doesn't have to show himself to you. Guess what? You're not ready.
I've ruined our show with my intensity.
No, I thought you brought some great points to the TBOG table, and I bet our audience lapped them up like a cat lapping up some milk.
This show, The Beginnings of Greatness, it needs to be about excellence in philosophy and mental combatanthood.
Hood.
Combatanthood.
Combatanthood.
Is it combatanthood or combatantry?
Tree.
Combatantry.
Yep.
We've got to excel in all things, the beginnings of greatness, as we set a standard for all other shows moving forward. And that is why it's important that when people come to see what the New Covenant group is all about, that they watch the beginnings of greatness first.
Gotta watch it first. That's why Jack's here.
That's right. We're out of time.
We're out of time. Short show today.
You're welcome for filling the rest of the show with content.
You're welcome.
Maybe we should have just talked about chairs.
Well, I had a whole,
a whole thing about chairs.
A whole thing about chairs. I stayed up all night writing this material about chairs.
I ruined your chair monologue.
Yeah, I had a good Clint Eastwood impression. I had all kind of stuff going on. But we're out of time. Be sure to watch 8 o'clock tonight, 8 p.m. CST. That's Central Standard Time for you people who don't know what that means. And 8 p.m. Got a lot of people showing up. It's going to be good. That's what I do. I love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Take it easy now. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Wrap it up, crew member.